That's the pushback here. Representing the city.
Oh, it's still
So-
working. That's why.
Okay, so hit sync when
Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
now you can see.
Did you go to Legal?
Okay, so you're on these guys here. Do you really want to be there and
no.
go wide?
I want to go. Oh, where is wide? Oh, there we go. Wide.
And more importantly, I even go farther than like it's
Thinking about it.
mixing it up in the off
Is that all you needed? Do you need me to do anything else? Okay.
It's more of the same. It's just- Oh, really? I've been to it. Not the legal way you see it.
Oh, I was gonna wear my sunglasses.
All right. Up to the one.
Are you ready? Okay, I will call to order the meeting of the Columbia Gateway Urban Renewal Agency Board. Roll call.
Scott Baker,
Here.
Stacy Coburn,
Present.
John Frederick,
Here.
Linda Miller,
Here.
Tanner Elliott,
Present.
Steve Kramer,
Here.
Darcy Long Curtis,
Present.
Kathleen Schwartz, and Chuck Raleigh is absent.
Okay. Pledge of Allegiance, will you all join me?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passing. Okay, approval of the minutes for March 20th, 2018.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded for approval of the minutes of March 20th. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes. Okay, now's the time for public comment. Okay, anybody want to make a public comment? Okay. Presentation, the National Neon Sign Museum. Mr. and Mrs. Benko.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few introductory remarks. As you may remember on your disposition and development agreement with the National Sign Museum, Neon Sign Museum, they had an April opening date. So I'm proud to announce that they are open, and they're going to be telling you a little bit more of what they've done in the past and what their foreseeable future is for their schedules. And I think, like to introduce yourself and your team to the board.
My name is Kirsten Benko, and my husband David Benko, and board member Chris Zukin, and Nan Wimmers is here to also represent us as part of our board. So we appreciate everyone who is also here to support us. And we were asked to come give you guys a report, so that's what I'm here to do. Okay, so the three things I'm going to cover are the construction, restoration, social media news, and events and tourism. So hopefully that covers anything you might have questions about. On about 3 years ago, we were invited into your community to bring in David's collection of vintage antique collectible signage and to establish a museum here. David's developed 2 other museums in the United States. And we were happy to be part of your community, and we've really been honored by how many people here are very gracious, artistic, and I can tell that you're really kind of a grassroots community of people. On April 3rd, we finally opened our doors, and we were very excited about that. We had a small group that came in. They were from not too far away, about 30 minutes away from a mental health facility. We also had some other guests that came in just off the American Empress and a few other people that were passing by. We also have different retirement groups that are scheduled to be coming in here in the next week on a weekly basis. We have had people from American Empress, and tomorrow we're meeting with them via phone conference. They're on the East Coast to discuss how we might further work out some different tourism opportunities with them. At present, all the way through August, we told them that we were gonna allow their guests to come in for free at no charge. So they're going to, we're included on their map. We're working to develop some docent-led tours for them. And so we're excited about that, they're excited about that. The Estranged Car Club, they're a nationally recognized car club. They've been by, and also Rose City Classics is scheduled to have one of their annual rallies. So recently, well actually over the last year and a half, we've been contacted by a lot of different news outlets, and some who have had stories in development. The Spokesman Review just published this article that has a readership of 1.2 million. It's also an article that is posted here locally in the Dalles, Vancouver, and Portland. Right now, AAA, Viant, and Journey, they have a readership of 3.2 million, and they have been working on a story for a little bit over a year. They've been out to take pictures. They've got pictures of in progress, so that's exciting for them to see how this is coming along. And Emmy Award winning Jenny Cunningham. Thank you. She's also contacted us, and we're in communication with her. She's coming out in about 2 weeks, and she will be finalizing a story that has also been in the works. Same with Jenny McCartney. She came out, she writes for New York Times, and we had a great visit with her, and at the time that she came out, we were really just working on the ballroom. And they came in, they did an interview, they did a tour, they're coming back. They'll definitely be here in August, is their hope too, for our grand opening during Neon Nights, when we do a celebration to the public and they can come in at no charge. Instagram, we have contacts from over 5 different continents, so David's following is always very interesting, and I've known that for 20 years. He attracts a variety of people, celebrities, and just not just artists, but business people who are very attracted to what he's doing, because anymore collecting, and especially neon vintage signage, is really something that, unless you have the means to do it anymore, most people don't, and they don't have it on public display, which is really the heart behind what we're doing, is that we want to provide something in a community where they can take advantage of the tourism benefits. Just this past weekend, Noel Weber came back out. He's working on some of our glass windows. He is a world-renowned gold leaf artist, and that's exciting because he's going to really make everything appear more authentic than just having it maybe done by somebody who's recently learned how to do gold leaf. We really wanted somebody who has a history for understanding the art. And then he's part of also the Wall Dogs, and they are a global collaboration. They get together and they work on projects. They've suggested that they would like to come out to the Dalles to work on the murals if they were invited to do so. That's something we could talk about in the future. You can look at their website, it's walldogs.com. And they are, like I said, they're a global collaboration. So people from all over the world come. They've been part of this for 75 years. And they go around to all different locations. They restore murals, and they also create new murals. And then David Kessler, we've been working with him for about 1.5 years. He's working on artwork for the Education Center downstairs. All of that is donated. So we're excited about that. It's maybe for some of you who weren't around, it's hard to remember what the building looked like. These are the best pictures of what it looked like when we moved in. When Connie brought us through this and we didn't turn around and walk out the door, she said, wow, you're the first people who haven't walked out the door once they came in. So you must have some kind of vision. But virtually every ceiling in the building was coming apart and wall in some way, shape, or form. Next, this is really kind of midway through some of the construction phase, the last shipment that we got of the drywall, lumber. My father, who's donated thousands of hours, said that we have enough lumber and sheetrock included so far that we could have built 3 houses. And then right here, this is, well, probably the last maybe 6 months or so when we really started building up the structure inside the ballroom. That's been a work in progress. For more than a year, when we hosted the Main Street events, we built out part of the storefront so that they could bring people in from Main Street, Oregon to see what we were doing. And then we would continue working on it, but that was kind of going on in between all the major structure that had to be repaired or renovated inside of the building. And this was mainly done as it was because we wanted people in the community to really see what we were doing, rather than just saying, okay, we're gonna wait until the end. Main Street wanted to come in, we wanted you guys to come in. We were excited that Urban Renewal had, stepped forward with faith that this would be an exciting project and benefit the tourism. And this is just sort of a snapshot of what I think represents David. He has vision. So these are all, this was an early sketch of just how he saw things. So it's fun for me and others who support him to see this materialize. And I like this quote too, only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. That is our heart for this project, that we are part of the community. We're doing this because we were invited in. We're doing this because, not for our benefit, but because we want to be part of a community that believes in education, believes in reaching out to people, believes in providing something that will provide new social interactions for people of all ages. And then this is really where it is right now. The theater is completely done, 60-seat theater. That's the lobby you see lower left. Upper is the facade picture of the sketch I showed you. And then that's the new brick, faux brick, on the right-hand side. And then lower is the History Center, which David, on his hands and knees, scraped everything off that floor and refinished the whole entire thing. We did the gift shop to see what it would look like. And it's beautiful and amazing. And it took a long time. And in closing, this is really it. David spent a lot of time at the landfill, and every now and then he sends me a picture of how beautiful the view is from up there. And I thought, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's what we felt like when we came into the building, that it really, we'd looked at other places before, and it had been years of looking, and this obviously was the right place, even though you saw the pictures in the beginning. So, thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, anybody have questions?
So when is it going to open?
It opened April 3rd.
April 3rd. Is it open every day or?
We've been open on Monday through Saturday primarily, and we just had a board meeting today because of different elements that we're trying to, there was 2 different leaks in the building. There was a major plumbing leak. Something happened, I guess, with the testing. And there's been a couple other, the HVAC, all the plumbing, all the HVAC is new. But in both cases, there were 2 different leaks, and those need to get properly repaired, which is going to mean that the lobby is gonna have to partially be closed and part of the stairwell. So, yes, we are open Monday through Saturday, but really that's part of our meeting with the American Empress, is to get more in sync with their schedule and really what's best for this town. I know a lot of people have mentioned that they would like, a museum to be open on Sunday. We're completely open to that. So now we've been out here 7 days a week. We want to get on a schedule more based on what is happening in the town.
But you are open.
We are open.
And then do you pay, is it a ticket you buy to go in? or-
It's free. We
It's
said it was
free.
going to be free all the way through August.
Oh, okay. And then it'll be a fee.
Yeah, so you can get group tickets for, seniors or just other groups that are coming in. Those are 8. Regular tickets are, 10 and 12. So special events will be different if there's a special exhibition. And then, of course, school groups, we're working to do some grants on those so that it wouldn't be a charge, or if there is a charge, it's gonna be very minimal. Most school groups for museums, it's generally no charge or maybe $2.
Any other questions?
Thank you for your invitation for the continental breakfast next week. Plan on attending, so.
Okay, great.
Just had a question about the exterior, as one of the lay people in the community, and it looks like a great work has happened inside. Is that tied in with urban renewal, and is there going to be, anyway, just wondering what the timeline is on work you on the exterior?
So this summer, they're coming, well, the one piece of it is the handicap access ramp. We have somebody who's donating the installation of that and doing all the concrete work for that. As far as any of the other exterior facade, all of the urban renewal grant, I understand, is frozen through for another 6 months. So we wouldn't be applying for any of those grants. But windows and paint and things like those that are standard, those are definitely on our list of what we would like to start fundraising for next. And I think this was just a major milestone of getting through this. We've had a lot of donated hours. We've fundraised a couple $100,000, which went to pay for the things that you need to, like asbestos removal, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, all that. But a lot of the actual labor and deconstruction, those are what, a lot of those hours came from. The 6,000 hours was, all volunteer force and hard labor. So that's our next phase, is to really focus on, the exterior, making the outside as beautiful as the inside.
My wife and I, last week, had the pleasure of spending about almost 2 hours. David gave us a tour, very impressive with what's already been done. Really, when the thing opens, it's going to be a real gem in our community.
Thanks.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
thank you.
you. Okay, now we are going into executive session. Okay?
Does she have to read the rules?
Yeah, but she has to sort of read it. Gave her the script for the executive session.
So it's required.
Okay, Columbia Gateway Urban Renewal Agency will now meet in executive session in accordance with ORS 102.6602E to conduct deliberations with persons designated by the governing body to negotiate real property transactions. Representatives of the news media and designated staff shall be allowed to attend the executive session. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report on any of the discussions or deliberations during the executive session, except to state the general subject of the session as previously announced. No discussion may be made in the executive session, no decision may be made in the executive session. At the end of the executive session, we will return to open session and welcome the audience back into the room.